What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. Today we have got a qualifying session on MX Simulator. This is qualifying for there's the Reflex series going on the EMF website, and they happen every Monday night, so I thought I'd give the race a go, and this is just one of the qualifying sessions. You see here, I tried cutting off the nose of number 41 on my inside there because like the previous session before this, he'd taken me out every single start, so I was trying to get my own back, completely overdone it, and I rammed into number 734 there, although it's not the end of the world because he is someone that I used to play with on a fairly regularly basis back in my my prime years of the game, so no love lost there. But this is, I'm talking about this after the fact, so this is just raw gameplay in the background. I wasn't talking at the same time. I just thought it'd be quite nice to, well, really for you guys to see the progress that I'm making so far. I mean, I'm on the 450 at the moment. My best lap time up until this session was a 109.1, and that is only a 10th off of first place at the time recording this, who had a 109 flat, and that was on the day Saturday, so it's Saturday night for me. The race is on Monday night, so still got 2 days between now and then, so I'm sure the lap times will change a hell of a lot, but for me and my current ability, I'm very happy with where I'm sat in terms of qualifying. I know it's not an official, like, proper series like RF is, for example. There's no prizes or anything like that. It's purely a fun series. But I think these reflex tracks made by Matt Rob are like a very good warm-up to the actual proper races. For me, at least, anyway. Obviously, they're not as technical. They're not as tight and twisty. I mean, they're based off the reflex tracks, for crying out loud. But for me, it helps a hell of a lot. Oh, sorry, just it's like coughing my guts up there for a second. I've done maybe about, well, God knows, 6-7 sessions on this track so far today. Each session is 10 minutes long, so it's a good hour, over an hour so far, and I'm really enjoying it, like really finding a flow on the track. My consistency is lacking a little bit. That is something that I do want to work on, but I suppose for the sake of these sessions, it is all about going as fast as possible, not consistency, so I'll probably work on that at a different time. I was just trying to go as fast as I could in these sessions. I've slowly been tweaking my advance and my suspension and stuff, and I asked one of my old friends, Tanner Rogers, he still plays sim quite frequently, and he was essentially like my mechanic back in the day when I first started. He helped me with suspension and things like that, and I've just been tweaking the stability on my own, just seeing what works for me and what doesn't. I will probably let you guys know my stability in a future video, just whilst I'm experimenting a bit more. I don't want to give you something and then I'll change it at the very next video. That was my mistake there. I got into Caden there. I saw him down when I was in the air, and I tried cutting down on the right-hander, but I didn't quite get it cranked over enough. This rhythm section right here, so many different lines and different possibilities, and I can't work out what's faster. You can go on off quad double, on off triple triple, you can go step over quad. There's so many different lines, and I feel like they all end up being very similar. I find this ridiculous here, that double and then quadding into this corner, just for me goes to show how powerful the 450s are in this game and how floaty the game is compared to bikes, for example, because you'd never be able to pull off something like that in bikes. There's physically not enough traction, and I suppose that's a track by track basis really at the moment on what tracks have what traction on this game, because these tracks, for example, these reflex tracks, they seem like somebody asked Matt Rob, can I have traction, and he just replied with yes, and he gave us all of it. It's actually unreal. Something else that I've noticed in the last hour or so whilst going through these sessions and kind of playing and also getting used to the erode as well, is as the erode kicks in, there's that little sweet spot in the middle of each session where your lap times will improve because the ruts help you turn quicker. And I don't know if I'm just old school or what, but I know my opinion on this doesn't count for anything. You know, I'm not big in the MX Simulator community at all anymore. Like, just a content creator. But I feel like erode shouldn't be used in qualifying servers. Some people will be for and against that, but let's say, for example, the only time you can play the game is outside of like prime hours, and you get maybe 2-3 people in your server max at all times. You're not going to have the same levels of erode and the same amount of ruts to assist you, really. This corner here that I just went around, that left-hander, is a prime example. When it gets really late on in the race there, you get quite a big rut form, and it holds you really well, and you carry a lot of speed around that inside. However, when there's none, it's a bit ice skatey. You know, you've got to tiptoe around the corner a little bit so you don't tip over. So having more players actually ends up being an advantage because you get those better ruts. At the same time, it can be a disadvantage. So in this race right now, there's how many dot sides there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 people in the server, including myself. And I think this is kind of about the sweet spot of what you want. I was in here when there was more. There was about 18 to 20-ish people, and 3 laps in, the track was just destroyed. It wasn't unrideable by any means. You could still do a good time, but you couldn't run the sort of lap time that would put you top of the leaderboard, which of course is the whole point of qualifying. It's what everybody wants. And you can see here, I've done that different line. I went quad double. I feel like the double sends you a little bit high into this corner. You have to slow down quite a lot, which is why I'm usually going triple. But I'm still trying to make up my mind there and what I want to do. So in regards to this race, so it's happening Monday night for me. I'm not sure when I'm going to put this video up. I'm probably going to end up either doing a double upload or moving one of my MX Bikes videos along. But let me know in the comments, please, if you think I should just record the video and talk over it afterwards so I can concentrate as much as possible, because I myself find Sim it's a harder game in general. I know there's always debate on which game's harder. I personally think Sim is harder and requires a lot more attention. So if I was streaming it, I probably wouldn't be talking at all. You'd just see me playing the game, and I'd probably talk when I crashed and probably flame someone, and it's one of them games I get so stressed out when playing this game. But let me know if you would prefer I record it and then talk back afterwards like I am in this video, if I record it and talk during it on Monday night, and upload it for a video, or if I live stream it, because I'm unsure what to do really. I don't want to risk live streaming it and like not even making the main event, because that is a very real possibility. Whilst I might be quite high up the leaderboard in qualifying at the moment, by no means will that be a reflection of the actual night, because you've got to go through the heat races, LCQs and mains, and the last thing I want is to go for an LCQ. It's a good thing I crashed there, because I think even if I made it through, the guy veering from left to right probably would have taken me with him. I have noticed a lot as well is, I'm guessing it's just because Sim is a harder game, that I get taken out by others a lot more. As safe as I try and be around people and try and tiptoe around, I find that a lot of people's lines, they're not choices, and I just put that down to being a harder game and them not being able to control too much where they're going. So here, for example, like I'm on the right hand side of this guy, gonna hit the whoops, and I get turned into onto the right hand side again. Granted, I probably could have gone further over to the right there, but I didn't want to be turning into that like roller section, because it's so easy to get sketchy and just end up doing like a 1080 and crashing. And I just feel like people don't utilise the map as much as they should do. Every single time I crash, I have look up in the top right hand side of my screen there, go, right, is the section clear, is someone coming, what side of the track are they on, and then I move from there. But I feel like that's just not common practice. I don't know if it's just because it's not an actual race and it doesn't mean as much to people, but it can be quite frustrating, because I've had in the last hour or so whilst playing this track, I've been on what I consider to be like heaters, like really good laps, and people have just got up in front of me and taken me out, or like just re-entered the track really poorly over a berm and run into me, and it can be frustrating. I find Sim as a whole does tend to frustrate me a whole lot more than bikes. If I was to sit in bikes in testing, I could try and run heaters for an hour straight, no problem, but if I do it in Sim, I get so like sweaty, my hands almost fall off the controller, and I feel really hot in person as well, and I don't know why it does it. Maybe it's just a more intense game, but I'm really happy with the progress that I'm making so far. I feel like I was annoyed here. I thought this was a really good lap until this point, and I downsided the wrong bit there, which slowed me down. But I'm really happy with the progress I'm making. I feel like I'm slowly getting there again with the muscle memory. My setups have definitely changed since I used to play the game all those years ago, but it's just trying to find a nice middle ground for me, and something that I feel comfortable on and can run kind of consistent laps. You see that I ran a 109.2, so I was even more annoyed that I messed up that section over the far left hand side of the track right now, because I do think it probably cost me 1 or 2 attempts by just jumping that little bit higher, not going forwards as much. Again here, you had that person on the right hand side decided to pull on the track when there was 3 people hitting the jump to the left, and again I feel like you could have just looked at the map there, seen there was a bunch of people coming, and just waited an extra second, half a second for everyone to go by. I pooed my pants a little bit there. I had to slam on the brakes to make sure I didn't rear end someone. I got all kinds of sketchy in these whoops. Thank God they're as deep as they are, so the guy's bike just disappeared inside of him, or I would have been down again. So it's one of them things. I always have a love-hate relationship with Sim. I love it when it's going well. I detest it when it's going wrong. And lately, just where I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, it does seem to go wrong a lot more than it goes right. But it's progress. I'm really happy to like notice improvements. The raw speed is slowly coming back. Obviously, the consistency is a completely different thing. That will all just come with game time, and I'm not sure how much time I'm going to dedicate to sim nowadays. Obviously, I do predominantly play bikes. I've got the aerial Supercross Championship to think about, but overall, that'll do it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Something a little bit different, and I hope you can appreciate that I'm trying to get better. Let me know what you think about what I should do Monday. That's the end of the footage I've got there. I just recorded that one session. As I say, drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and most importantly, have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is that you guys are up to. And until I catch you in the next video, peace.
My tent way too damn dark. Laugh in your face like man dark. Came a long way from the bad days way back. Had to burn down that landmark. Seen some things I ain't really want to see. It's all good, that's what made me me. Now who would I be if I had it easy? Used to break down, now I'm in a 350. Like whoa, I've been laying way too low. Had to switch up and change my flow, cause I'm back from the block. Had to bust the rocks and dust off the dust to get back in the box. Now why you wanna